I'm Lady River, and welcome to Gaia Unveiled, the podcast on science for witches and pagans. Last time we discussed some basics of what science is. Today we're going to talk about something both less general and possibly dry, and more specific and potentially mind-blowing. It's really difficult to relate to how big our solar system is, beyond really big, just totally enormous, It's even harder to visualize how the various parts of it are spaced from each other. And the same goes for an atom, which, as any good stoner knows, is the exact same thing, but lots smaller, dude. So to help you understand a bit more about our place in the universe, here's a fun activity to try at home with your kids, pothead friends, or gaming geek buddies, assuming you can tear them away from their Borderlands game or whatever it is the cool kids are playing now. First, we need to make tiny models of all the planets and the sun. This stuff is just super huge, so a 1 to 10 billion ratio is useful here. It allows the planets to be big enough to be visible, but not so far apart that you have to take a bus to Pluto. I have the scaled sizes already in a handy table, and I'll post that on the website. Use it to draw the planets on paper and cut them out. To give you an idea of the range of sizes here, Mercury is just a wee little dot, 0.5 millimeter. The Sun is 139 millimeters. Earth is 1.3 millimeters. Just cutting a square around the tiny ones is perfectly fine. Next, hang or place them in their proper relative distance from each other, again using the handy table provided. When planning where to hang or lay out your planets, you might want to look at the distance to Pluto first. Even at this scale, it's a bit of a distance, and since a straight line is more instructive if you can manage one, you might take a minute to think about where to aim everything. Mercury, that tiny dot, will be 6 meters from the Sun. Earth will be 15 meters. Pluto will be a bit over 0.5 kilometer or over 1/3 of a mile away. If you only get to Mars and give up because it was too far to Pluto and the other outer planets, don't despair. Even on our 1 to 10 billion scale, the distances are inconveniently large, and you've just learned an important lesson about interplanetary travel. Finally, groove on your new perspective and expanded consciousness. Now, before you lose the groove, we're going to imagine a similar model of a hydrogen atom. It consists of 1 proton and 1 electron. Imagine a 1 centimeter rubber ball, it's about 1/2 inch, which is our pretend proton. Put it in the middle of Giant Stadium, which is about 0.5 kilometer, 1/4 of a mile in radius. Now imagine a 4 millimeter rubber ball electron circling the proton around the edge of the stadium. That's a hydrogen atom. Okay, an actual atom structure is absolutely nothing like the stereotypical solar or planetary model, but that's another topic. This is one of those inaccurate but useful models we talked about last time. A real hydrogen atom is approximately 5 times 10 to the negative 8 millimeters in diameter. That's a decimal, 8 zeros, and a 5 millimeters. You could fit 20 million of them into a printed dash. Note, too, that protons and electrons are themselves made of even smaller particles. Besides this whole exercise illustrating the classic principle of the microscopic world being a reflection of the macrocosmic, it also has some interesting things to say about the tenet of humility that a lot of us traditional Wiccans make use of. Are we puny fish in an unimaginably immense pond? Or are we immense fish in an unimaginably puny pond? The answer to my riddle is both, and neither, and the question itself may be utterly meaningless. The point at which we can hold all 3 of those truths in mind at the same time is as good a point as any from which to contemplate humility, and ourselves relative to the gods. Thanks for joining me on Gaia Unveiled. Opening and closing themes are Magic Trance by Julius H. and Magic Event by Christian Bodie, respectively. Both are courtesy of Pixabay. Next episode, we're getting sexy, though probably not in the way you think. See you then. Keep reasoning, and blessed be. Hey again, real quick thing. If you liked this podcast, dropping a review in your podcast app is a great way to support the show and makes you 16% cooler than you already are. Or you can come geek out with us on the Gaia Unveiled Facebook page, or support the show at patreon.com/Gaia_Unveiled. If you can spare a few bucks a month, you get some nifty rewards, and I get a personal connection with you that helps me make the show even better. You can also find me on Twitter at LadyRiver8 or email me at GaiaUnveiled@gmail.com. You can find the show wherever you like to listen to podcasts, and even on YouTube with transcripts. See you soon, and thanks.